Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us tmosso@the1916company.com for all of your purchase and availability questions about this watch. Today we are discussing a 28-piece stainless steel limited edition launched in 2022 from Moser Cie in collaboration with Mark Cho of the Armory. This is the Endeavour Total Eclipse small seconds, and this was made as part of a series of two, one with rose gold accents, one that is steely, all in steel, of dial and of case, and this is the full steel model. So 28, as you see here, it features a 38mm diameter case, smaller than the other Endeavours and more classical in its size and proportioning. 10.2mm thick, 45.4mm from lug tip to lug tip, with an 18mm spacing between the lugs, which feels very much like that of a vintage watch. On the wrist, you can see it wears beautifully. It's an easy fit for men and for women. This is for him and for her. It's unisex sized with a concave bezel and a low profile. It'll slide under any kind of a cuff. This is the shot that always makes a watch look wider than it is, partly because I have to pull the strap down pretty tight. But you could see that as the strap breaks in, the lugs are nowhere near the edge of my wrist. Again, about 13.5 centimeters circumference wrists and up minus 16. The strap, as you can see, no compromise here. Large rectangular scale, symmetrical scale alligator, generally the most expensive cut of the beast. And you can see these are enormous and symmetrical rectangular scales. We've got a semi-gloss finish. You can see the flank has been cut and then lacquered for refinement. We have a monotone stitch on the bottom, no crimping, no gouging. This is a brand new Moser factory strap, calfskin on the underside. We have a stainless steel Moser branded pin buckle, and you can see it features a high polished treatment on the top as well as on the bottom. The case features majority polish, though there are a few satin accents. You could see them vertically brushed at the mid case on both sides. Moser cases are machined and then hand finished, which helps them to get these deeply concave polished hollows. We have a conical crown with sharp knurling and a Moser M. Then we have a concave bezel. You can appreciate some of the little elements here that make the watch look thinner than it is. One is the concave bezel. The other is the secondary step between the case band and the bezel lip. Taking a look at the dial side, vantablack. Now, it actually looks more reflective than it is because of the reflection off of the crystal, but the material made of carbon nanotubes is said to be the least reflective material in the world, absorbing 99.965% of light. You can see that there are tiny little indices. These are actually holes in the material since you can't physically put indices on it. The inner bezel has been mirror polished, so you can see it has a lovely mirrored dished profile, bounding a center dial inspired by the pocket watch era, particularly with the long Breguet style hands. And that is the idea. This is a pocket watch inspired dial rendered in up to the minute modern materials. The watch does include a subsidiary setting mode, so we do have a hacking seconds function, so we can set the watch to a reference time. Flip it all over. Now you can see the caliber HMC 327. It's a manual wind. It's got a 3-day power reserve. It's actually a complication. You can see the power reserve indicator hides on the case back. Beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. It pivots on 29 joules. For durability, we have a full balance bridge with a free sprung balance. That's for protection against shock, but also because the free sprung balance makes it easier to precisely regulate this watch. You can also see the use of an overcoil hairspring for positional stability, as the watch will keep very consistent time in every position due to the centered mass of the hairspring. And Moser, through its Neuhausen-based precision engineering subsidiary, building the escapement, the balance, and the hairspring of the watch, not just bridges, plates, and wheels. Moser is a true manufacturer. You can see that there's sort of snailing on the barrel cover. There's beveling on the edge of the bridges. Also in the jewel countersinks, polished screw heads, Moser's distinctive double-crested Côte de Genève, a media blast on the base plate, as well as the well of the power reserve indicator, satination across the top of the balance bridge, and all of this water resistant down to 30 meters. If you want something refined, the impeccable taste of Mark Cho and the fabrication skills of Moser, a winning combination. Mark's a great guy. He'd give you the shirt off his back. He greets you like a warm, immediate family member or long-lost friend, no matter how long you've been apart. I'm actually wearing a jacket he gave me right now. An incredible guy, the kind of person you definitely want associated with your watch. And of course, Moser, from German-speaking Schaffhausen, Switzerland, one of the great independent brands in the business today. Another great guy, Edouard Milan, a CEO who will respond within minutes to your query on Facebook. If you love this watch and you like the idea of being tight with your watchmakers, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.